today is considered an end-to-end facade partner. After accumulating almost 35 years of experience since the day of establishment, Alusteel today is considered as a global facade contracting company. After gathering almost those 35 years of experience, we are proud to have our footprint being set and positioned on an international global territorial scale. As it is clear and evident, Alusteel managed eventually to be well established in more than 10 different territories between the Middle East, Europe, and West Africa. Being here in Cyprus, eventually Cyprus is considered as our first step towards the European identity of the business. As mentioned, the company today is positioned on wide territorial exposure between the Middle East, Africa, and Europe, being able to cover almost 10 different territories, operational active territories. Cyprus was considered our first step towards the European market. It was to highlight that eventually Alusteel Group it's under a second generation leadership family business. It is a family business. We are 4 shareholders, 4 brothers in the business. And eventually this was one of our key strengths of success, taking the fact of our, let's say, initial mother company being established in Lebanon. We had the opportunity since 2004 to seek for market expansion and to broader territorial exposures through our experience and through our line of business. We started the exposure eventually in Africa, being able to cover almost 6 different territories in the West African market, having headquarters in Nigeria, in Lagos, and through Nigeria being able to cover nearby territories around like Ivory Coast, Guinea, Congo, and other markets. Having another established headquarter in Saudi Arabia, in Riyadh. The main headquarters where all have started eventually in Lebanon. And today, being here in Cyprus, we can consider we have a headquarter and a full set establishment here in the market, positioning ourselves after almost 7 years of experience in the Cypriot market as market leaders in terms of projects that we have so far successfully delivered, and towards our establishment and structure in the market, for which we will be able eventually to reflect in our discussion today. Eventually, the overall global situation in the world, and particularly the other European markets, my answer would be eventually, why not Cyprus? We do believe that Cyprus is the best place eventually to be. Going back to 2017, because our first steps toward the Cypriot market was mainly in 2017-2018, whereby there was a clear business plan and a business vision towards our step and towards our establishment. From day one, it was clear for us that we are moving towards a long-term, sustained business plan and business investment in Cyprus, and not on a short-term basis, because definitely there are many markets whereby we are on a mission basis being approached on a short-term basis to carry a project or to carry a certain activity. Cyprus was clear for us from day one, it is a long-term business establishment. Most important, as we see Cyprus today, Cyprus has become a multinational business hub for so many other nationalities, eventually being a door opener for much more broader opportunities as well through the Cypriot market. Other than that, the most important while carrying a business is to have the comfort of the living as well. As I mentioned, I am one of the shareholders of the company. However, our business operation is on a different territorial scales. However, not only I have chosen Cyprus as a market to carry the business, I have chosen Cyprus as my main home resident as well, as one of the shareholders. So, in terms of logistic opportunities, we know very well that Cyprus is positioned on a very strategical point on the globe. Other than that, truly we are living on a small island. However, a lot of opportunities and benefits as well are found here and can be present here. Stability, safety, home feelings, accumulating all those perspectives makes us believe eventually that we have carried the best choice in terms of considering Cyprus as our first step towards entering the European markets. We have gathered through the past years experience in the Middle East, in Africa. Cyprus was our first entry ticket eventually to the European market, and being also an opportunity for us to be a stepping stone towards other European markets and to broader opportunities that are demonstrated and reflected as well throughout our presence here. Eventually, business is a matter of human relation as well. Through our business involvement in Cyprus, we had the opportunity through our partners, collaborators in the market, to even reflect our services and our expertise not only in the Cypriot market. It was to highlight that the way we approach the business is not according to the traditional way eventually. Our main two key strengths do fall under one, our engineering excellence, second, under our process integrity. What do I mean by that? It's very simple to see and visualize our work. However, it needs to be understandable that in order for our work on any single project to be materialized, there is a lot of work behind the scene that is being carried, which we highlight on the importance of the engineering services and engineering design work that we do carry on every project, for which it is one of the main components eventually that distinguish us from any other facade contracting company. It is always our top recommendation on every project to be involved from the early stage of the project being realized. Why? Giving us eventually the chance to demonstrate and to provide our engineering services on every project, being a collaboration directly with the project developers, architect, and any stakeholders involved on the project. During the design stage, it gives us the opportunity eventually to come up with the best and optimum buildable solution for every project. Eventually, our slogan is to turn architectural concepts into buildable facade, sustainable facade, and performant facade. So, by getting involved and collaborating with the project's architects and developers from the early stage of a development, it will be an optimum solution to make sure that a project will be eventually successfully delivered as planned. And when we say as planned, it's a reflection as planned in terms of design, as planned in terms of time, as planned as well in terms of budget. In order to eventually also elaborate further on this matter, the engineering work alone cannot be the only solution. We move to the processes integrity. Process integrity is eventually the procedure that we do follow on every single step of our work. Because if we need to briefly describe it, we design and we assist in design, we engineer, we fabricate, we install, and then definitely we never leave our projects through what we say, let's say, the aftercare and after-sales services as well on the project. And our main aim is to have durable facades as well delivered. We follow a very meticulous procedures through every step to assure proper traceability, proper integrity with all needed requirements. Being present here in Del Mar, which is a project that we feel proud that we have eventually participated in, and it was our first entry ticket towards the Cypriot market. Looking at the diverse activities and services we have provided on the project, we need to tell that it was a combination of a successful engineering work being carried and as well a successful project management services being implemented in place to be able on such volume of development to assure having in the end as an end result a satisfied customer, a satisfied architect, and a whole team satisfaction, full party satisfaction of the result that we have managed to achieve and to deliver. Through those procedures are being strictly implemented on every single project we get involved, no matter of its scale, no matter of its volume, no matter of its value. The engineering always needs to take place, the engineering study needs to be present, and the strict process implementation needs to be followed. This was our main key success to accumulate a successful record of high reputation on all our projects. In Cyprus, we eventually started with the Limassol Del Mar project and the Icon Tower, giving us the chance that those two projects to be a foundation, solid foundation base for our services and expertise in the market, and moving toward the Ayanapa Marina project, the Wall Street offices building project, participating in a very challenging design and build work in the City of Dreams in the casino, whereby we participated in the project in order to be able to demonstrate our engineering excellence through the design and build work we have done for the main entrance of the casino, which is eventually a pure engineering innovation, moving to the Amathus residence, Sanmar residence, the landmark in Nicosia, and many other projects that we can mention and carry, leading to a success in terms of reputation and outcome, and delivering eventually not just random buildings, delivering truly landmark projects in terms of the hard work that has been eventually put in place. Alusteel three main pillars do fall under our human asset, engineering excellence, and processes integrity. Mentioning the human asset, we're a group composed of almost 2,000 qualified, dedicated personnel, assuring proper work implementation on all our projects. Moving to the engineering excellence, eventually it is what distinguishes us from any other facade contracting company. We always recommend that our involvement on the project can start from the early beginning of the development, giving us the chance to demonstrate and to present our design and engineering services for the project, because eventually behind every project that is being realized, a lot of engineering studies that are being carried in order to be able to reach a successful outcome on every project. It is a matter that we do pay a lot of attention, no matter of the project scale, project volume, or project value. Engineering studies needs to always take place in order to make sure that we are being able to deliver the appropriate, performant, liable solution to our project. Processes integrity is the very strict, meticulous processes and controllable processes that we do follow along our operation, starting from the design, engineering, fabrication to the installation work. Being at this position today is definitely a result of a passion that we as shareholders have eventually to the business, and as a result of a human asset that we have managed to build throughout all the years. And the main key now is eventually to maintain this growth. The company have been through the past 10 years on a continuous, steady, exponential growth, and we need to assure to successfully keep it and maintain it. We're moving now towards introducing some new services and business models within our group. Our reach have eventually managed to reach to the States. we're introducing a new line of services whereby we are giving chances for collaborators in America to benefit from our fabrication services and from our products. So we're introducing a new line of supply of materials to the States for our facade elements. Moving further forward, we've always been keen into opening a new market and widening our reach. We are now very well focused on launching the UAE market in Dubai, for which eventually we're getting involved on several iconic projects in the market. Reaching the level of assuring the continuation and the continuity, in early 2025, we have went into direct collaboration with well-known acclaimed universities, mainly doing a back-to-back collaboration with the engineering faculties in the universities to set a mechanism to well introduce the facade engineering field and the facade business, for which it is a business that will never stop growing. If we do a quick flashback on the development of architecture through the past 100 years, it is clearly evident that developments and buildings nowadays rely purely on facade element. Previously, architects used to utilize different building material for the construction of their buildings. Nowadays, the main component of every project is facade. So year after year, the need and the demand to the facade industry will be growing further and further. So what we are trying to make sure is to properly introduce how much the business have developed and how much this industry have developed through the years to the new generation, because on the long run, definitely we will be in much more need for such expertise.